get there early, and I sat in the chapel and for about a half an hour. And I heard the choir. There was this choir up there practicing, and they were doing vocal practices to warm up their voices. And after half an hour, I realized, wait, I'm in the wrong place. Because I could hear people eating in the gym, and so I went back in the gym, and I realized this was not, they're not going to be seen here. They're just warming up. So I went back in the gym, and there was a table with 6 other people. And they all knew each other, and I sat and really didn't say anything. And they just talked about among themselves. And I didn't eat. I'd already eaten. And so I went back into the chapel and saw Marion, and went out for a minute to get a call, and came back, and Marion was gone. So I went out back in the hall to listen to the program because I didn't know where she was. So for me, I left early. I felt lost. I guess that's all I can say. I don't know what else to say.
I'm sorry, Mark. I went out to look for you.
I would say that is a legit feeling. Like, in terms of, like, for me, I listened to that and I'm like, you're not alone in that. And I actually would say probably many people of other ethnicities feel that exact same way in our wards and branches. But I know, Dad, that it doesn't have anything. You don't have to be ethnic, right, to feel that. I think my experience has been that most people feel that way at sometimes within our wards, actually. So I think it's helpful to share that, lost feeling. So thank you for being willing to share that. I feel like it's important. So.
And if I can interject, if it's okay, I can totally understand what you're saying, Mark, when you're saying being in a new place, especially when you've never experienced it before, and you don't know anybody, and you just you know that you're in a place that there's a need or importance of being there, but you feel alone, and I feel like that is so much why it's so important with the Savior, and that sense of belonging is important, because there are so many that go into wards and they don't feel like they belong. That you participate in events and you see, and you find that there are cliques. And I call them cliques, because I think everywhere you go, there's, because you've known and you've established a relationship and a connection, that we tend to I know that my experiences have been that that individuals are isolated. And I'll just share an example right quick, if you don't mind. My daughter invited an investigator to an activity that the young women were having. It was a group activity, and in this particular place, she invited an African American family, and it was a really cool event because they were kayaking. They were out. It was something that anyone could be involved in. And what she found and what she learned from this mother, because a mother, it was a single mother, and she had brought her 3 children, and 2 of her children actually have autism or something like that. And then there was my daughter's friend, which was another young man. And the members did not even speak to her. They didn't introduce themselves. They didn't, it was a really beautiful experience. But the mother said she wouldn't come again because she felt like we grouped together. A lot of times we group together because of what we know. but we're not inclusive to invite those that are coming or whatever. And so, it's a hard thing. And she left. So just like you're saying, you left, even though it was a good thing, but it was something you weren't familiar with and you didn't understand. But it's a hard thing. And it is something that many of us feel when we go to our wards or things like that and feel that same sense of isolation or that disconnect or lack of relationship, even though we're in a place we know we all belong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I made that, but yeah. So, and I'm sorry that you felt that way, because it's hard.